Hi, I'm Tracy Sofra and welcome to the Women of Wealth podcast, dedicated to helping women achieve financial independence and thrive in every area of her life. Have you ever had one of those years where the math just does not add up? The income didn't stretch far enough, the bills piled up, and unexpected expenses hit you out of nowhere. Yep, sound familiar? We've all been there, haven't we? And if you found yourself trying to recover from a rough financial season, I want you to know this: you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. So I don't want you to feel like there's no hope, I'm here, I'm stuck, and I just can't find my way out. Let's talk about, in this particular episode, let's talk about how to reset your finances after a rough year with 6 simple steps, which are 6 steps or financial steps to come back from that rough patch and the plan ahead. Let's have a look at my 6 steps that I've come up with. So if you're listening, I'm hoping this is really going to help you rethink where you're at and not feel so bad about what position you've got yourself into. It does happen, and as I say, you're not alone and there is a way out. First things first, and this is really, really important, because even though this may not be actual hands-on practical, but this is really going to help you take that first step forward, and that is to forgive yourself and reframe your story. You got to stop beating yourself about the head. You got to stop saying things like you're never going to get there, who do you think you are, and you've always been bad with money. Whatever story you're telling yourself, we all have that internal verbiage going on, do we not? Of course. So before you even look at your bank account, I want you to start with your mindset. Everything starts and ends here, does it not? And if you're carrying guilt or shame about your finances, I want you to take a deep breath. Okay, taking the breath. Yep. You don't need to punish yourself to move forward. This is not about punishment. You're human and life happens, right? What you actually need is not punishment. You need compassion. Maybe you made mistakes, or maybe you did everything you could and still it wasn't enough. Either way, today marks a new chapter. I want you to put that line in the sand. Reframing your financial story is about shifting from I failed to I've learned. And I often say this to my kids when they come to me with, I failed or this didn't go well. And I always ask the question, what is the lesson? Can we extract the lesson from the experience? Because it's those lessons from the experiences that we have in life that make us rich and allow us to move forward in a more informed, intentional way. So let us shift that I failed to I've learned. And the truth is, the most powerful comebacks begin with grace. So let's have some grace. Yeah? Second point, or second step in this plan, is once we've got our mindset right and we're leading with compassion, let's audit your money and face the numbers, because this is really, as you know, this is the next step, without a doubt. So once you're in a clear headspace, it's time to look at all the facts. We need to gather all the facts. How much did you actually make last year as in income? And what do your expenses look like? How much debt do you owe? And what's sitting in your savings or your investments? Stop, and I don't actually want you to avoid this step. I need you to own this step. We need to own up to all of these things. We need to look at the facts, we need to look at the figures, and we need to be able to own up to it. Knowing where you stand, this is basically knowing where you stand. This is the foundation of your comeback, understanding exactly where you're at the moment. Open all your financial accounts and list your income, your expenses, your debts, and your balances all in the one place. Document it, yeah? On a bit of paper, on a notebook or a spreadsheet. I love spreadsheets. Google Sheets are fantastic because they can be accessed no matter where you are, because it sits in the cloud. And if you're comfortable with spreadsheets, it's a great place to start. And this is exactly what we do in our Wow Women Empower program. It's our flagship program. It's called the Financial Confidence Program. Think of this as your baseline, because it's where you're starting from. Not a judgment, but a starting point. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to audit your money and face these numbers. And again, just to reiterate, what do they consist of? Listing your income, your expenses, your debts, your balances, all in the one place in a spreadsheet or a notebook. If that suits you, that's fine. No judgment here. It is our starting point. Next, we want you to create a comeback budget that works for your life. So you need to create a realistic budget that fits your current life. We're not talking about the dream life, but the current life, not the one that you had before things went sideways. This is your reset mode budget, yeah? So this is to help you come out of this. Start by separating needs from wants, okay? Needs and wants. We need to separate those. Review where your money went last year and look for money leaks, okay? What were the things that were happening last year that are not required this year? Places where your cash slipped away without adding real value. Any purchases that happened with that particular, when we say not adding real value, you spent money on things that you didn't really need. And cut the fluff, right? Like unused subscriptions, excess takeout, impulse buys. You have to drill down and review all of these. No guilt, no shame, just facts. Just want you to look at the facts. What's happened, as in all these things that I've mentioned, because this is your comeback budget, right? We need you to set some spending limits that feel doable. They need to be realistic and doable. Otherwise, you just end up giving up. And we don't want you to give up, because when you give up, then you end up back in the same old place. And give yourself a micro goal to focus on over the next 30 days, right? Like saving $200 or paying one-off small debt. Something that you can achieve in the next 30 days, because this comeback budget is not forever. It's the bridge between where you are now and where you want to go. It really is very, very powerful. Then from there, we want you to rebuild your emergency savings, and we want you to do that slowly. So if your savings took a hit last year or never actually got off the ground, now's the time to rebuild. And the good news is you don't need thousands to start. Everyone has this great misconception about thousands. Your first goal could be 500, 1,000, or 1 month of basic expenses, understanding that you've got your emergency fund has enough money in there to not live the dream life that you want, but enough to get you through your basic expenses. Even small, steady contributions, they all matter. Do not underestimate the small little bits. If you can save just, and when I say don't underestimate the small little bits, here's what I'm talking about. If you can save just $20 a week, that's over $1,000 in a year. Yeah? Put this in your budget and automate it if possible. $20 a week doesn't feel like much, but $1,000 at the end of the year is, wow, how did that happen? This small buffer is going to help you stay afloat when life throws you another curveball, and let's face it, life always has curveballs, and help you avoid relying on credit cards or borrowing when emergencies happen. It can be that simple. Yeah, so break it down, think about it, make sure you're setting up a direct debit, and you can see the impact after 12 months, and it's huge. The fifth step is to set small, clear financial goals for the following year. So don't overwhelm yourself trying to fix everything at once, because again, overwhelm leads to stagnation, leads to freezing up, and then we don't actually get anywhere. Instead, I want you to pick 3 specific goals to focus on over the next 3, 6, and 12 months. So here's what that might look like, yeah? So in the next 3 months, I want you to build a weekly meal plan to save on food. I've always done this for years. 1, it helps with money, obviously not overspending when you go to the groceries or you order online. 2, you know exactly what you're eating for the week. 3, you don't have to think about what am I going to cook tonight, because life is busy and we're all busy working and doing stuff. So it helps in a multitude of ways, and obviously helps with your finances. 6 months, pay off 1 credit card. Focus on the paying off of 1 credit card or 1 particular debt. And in 12 months, save $10,000 or invest your first $1,000. Okay? Each goal should be, as you know, measurable, motivating, and doable within your current income. Because if it's not and it fails, we regress and go back to where we were to start with. And when you hit one of those goals, it builds momentum. And not only does it build momentum, it builds confidence to keep going and to tackle the next one. And confidence is what it's all about. Getting one thing under your belt leads you to getting the other one under your belt and leads to this immense amount of self-respect, confidence. Momentum obviously helps you keep going. Number 6 is to reset your finances with support and not shame, okay? Never ever are we about shame or blame or, talking to yourself in a bad way. It is always about positivity. It is always about resetting. It is always about compassion and moving forward with intention. You don't have to do this alone. Yeah. In fact, trying to reset your finances in isolation is one of the fastest ways to burn out. We've seen it time and time again with the women that have come into our Empower program and into our WOW community. We need you to surround yourself with encouragement, education, and accountability. I am going to say we have all of those things within our WOW community. Join our WOW community. We have a community that you can join on Facebook. If you do one of our programs, there are private Facebook groups, but join our community on Facebook and Insta. And find us there and you will get all of that support and all of that encouragement that you need. If you join one of our programs, even better still, it is more specified and more in tune with what you're trying to achieve. The other way to do that is to enroll in a financial literacy program or budgeting or investing. We have a magnitude of programs within our WOW offering. Any one of those programs can be of use to you, but it builds education. It builds your knowledge and your financial education, which helps you progress down this pathway and helps you move forward with your own finances without shame, without guilt, and a lot of beautiful women in the community to support you on your journey. Listen to the WOW Women podcast as you are. That will also help you progress, give you tips, give you encouragement, help you stay on track. Share your goals with a trusted friend who can help you and keep you accountable. Make sure they're trusted and they're of a positive mindset. Find your community that will understand and support you. The WOW Women Facebook group, as I just mentioned, will do all of that. It will support you in your ability to progress, and the support fuels consistency, does it not? Shame doesn't, yeah? So support does, but shame doesn't. Shame is a terrible thing. Your next chapter starts right now. That's what I want you to know. You can reset your finances right now. You can set the new chapter right now. You decide. Nobody else decides this for you. A hard financial year doesn't mean you failed. It means you're human, yeah? The comebacks start with compassion, with clarity, and commitment to something better for you. You can reset your budget, you can rebuild your savings, you can realign your goals. You've got this and you don't have to do it alone. I am here to support you. The whole WOW community is here to support you. If you need help creating a better financial foundation, make sure to book a call with one of our strategists. We can help you start building that plan that supports the life that you truly want. This time next year, you'll look back and you'll be so proud that you didn't give up, because giving up is never an option. Go to our website, wowwomen.com.au, click on to our programs link. And best of all, the call is absolutely free with no obligation. If you found today's episode particularly helpful, please share it with a friend, leave a review for us, and don't forget to subscribe so you never ever miss an episode. And until next time, take control of your wealth and your financial future.